Greetings, denizens of YouTube. This is Dave from RetroInjection.com. Thought I'd take you around the house today and show you some of my favorite places. This is my home arcade. It's called Screenplay, and believe it or not, this is a puzzle here. It took a little bit of time to put that together. We've got a payphone over here, which does work, and oh, check that out. That's a vest from Bally's Family Home Entertainment Centers back in the day. It'd be like an arcade attendant vest. And so basically, what I've done here, I've put this Magic Jack sticker on there, very much like you would see with 9X or Bell South back in the day. Just kind of a tribute to those halcyon days gone by. We've got a Street Fighter board game up there. This arcade has been a long time in coming together, and we're actually just about ready to move cross-country. I am not going to be leaving these games behind. These are definitely coming with me, so I wanted to take a definitive look here and have some sort of a visual record of what this place looks like. So I can maybe try to duplicate something similar to this, which doesn't really make any sense grammatically, but you know what I mean. There's the logo for the arcade there, and we got some pretty snazzy striping going on here with a gumball machine. There's a disco ball, and we also have the Pac-Man ghosts eerily suspended from the ceiling. They kind of do their own thing. So for a lineup of games here, we have Frogger, Ms. Pac-Man. This is a relatively obscure shooter, top-down shooter from 1989 that Data East put out. It's called Vapor Trail. It's actually my first arcade machine ever. I only paid 75 bucks for it. And it took me a little while to figure out what was wrong with it, but I finally got it up and running. And yeah, it's always a great feeling to be able to repair something. All these games were in a state of disrepair when I got them, and they've all been a labor of love to repair these. I also keep some period-accurate junk around. For instance, I've got a Pepsi-free can here on my pole position. And how can you ever see the Pepsi-free can without thinking of the great Back to the Future? I'll have a Pepsi-free line. That's classic stuff. These are tickets here from Time Out back in '87, which was the same year that Road Blasters came out. So that's kind of why they're there. We've got this Sega's Time Out here. It was a summer promotion. These are a bunch of period Polaroids I did when my wife and I were first dating. You can see we kind of dressed up like it was the '80s. And had a lot of fun with that at a local arcade. Centipede here on the end. That is a quintessential Atari classic. Got a Bates Motel sign there. This is a really cheesy Kung Fu poster. I'm a huge Kung Fu movie fan. Unfortunately, my missile command is down for the count for the time being, but you still had to put the out of order sign on it to keep things legit. We've got a Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition here. Currently, this is running Super Street Fighter 2, which is arguably the best in the entire franchise. I do have the original board to pop that back in, so that's not a problem. Grew up playing the neo-geo at our local Time Out, where I later worked for many years, and that's where I got my sign over here. That came from the Time Out I ended up working at. So we also have Bust a Move Again and Neo Turf Masters running on the Neo Goldie there. And that's Cabaret 2004 Golden Tee. I got that for 50 bucks, so can't complain about that. This phone sign over here, so people would know there's a phone around the corner, theoretically. And we got some great stuff here on top of my Donkey Kong machine. This was a major pain to get back up and running, but what a great game. What a great game. I mean, Donkey Kong, that is a landmark Nintendo title, of course. This is a Gorf Cabaret. You can see it's quite a bit smaller than a full-size arcade upright. These would have been used in places where space was at a premium, not unlike here. And over here we've got a little cocktail table. This was something I picked up around Philadelphia, the Philadelphia area. You sit right down and play this. This is a scramble cabinet. And this was a fun little repair. It took a few months to get this up and running. So, big fan of the cocktail tables. A lot of people don't like them, but I think they're kind of neat. And you may have seen this on my blog at retroinjection.com. It's a very small Pac-Man game. So that's kind of fun. My wife got me these arcade veteran coasters. So that's pretty much the arcade. Let me take you around and we'll show you the game room for console gaming. And that would be over here. And now you know the payphone works. But we will not be answering that because we're in the middle of something. I've got these snazzy stripes here, which were actually hand painted. They turned out quite well, I think. So behind this nondescript door is the console room. And the first thing you see when you walk in is Mac, the mannequin. He's got my Ghostbusters uniform on. And I have a lot of fun going out ghostbusting. We don't have these lit up here, but the trap lights up. PKE meter does its thing. You know what? Maybe I can turn that on. Let's see here. Well, I don't really want to do that because the arms will extend and it's on the belt. We won't do that. But at any rate, yeah, those are nice little accessories. And we got the Ecto goggles there. And there's, you can see we've got the accurate walkie-talkie there, the Motorola. So this is kind of a fun way to display my uniform. I'm tripping over things. Kind of a fun way to display my uniform. My wife's not a big fan of it, but that's all right. So here's my proton pack, which is one of my favorite things. You can see it's got a great level of detail here. And that's a real showstopper. I absolutely love my proton pack. Have a lot of fun with that. Does the theme music and makes all the noises and the whole bit. So we continue my Kung Fu collection poster in here. I've got my Ghostbusters 2 poster over the proton pack. And down there, I don't know if you can really see it, is the old Kennerecta 1. And actually my old PKE meter from when I was a kid. Yep, I still have that. So that's awesome. I love that. These are some autographs from horror movie stars that I've met at conventions. And just a lot of fun. We've got some Hot Wheels cars over here, some movie-themed Hot Wheels cars. A lot of all my autographs are in this room. There's my Bill Murray autograph. That came from a video store. You can check that out on the blog on Defunct Video Store Tribute on retroinjection.com. This table was made out of the header of a pinball machine. And that's got a lot of fun little toys and incidental knickknacks on it. Not sure why that's not turning on, but it should. I guess it helps if you hit the right button. So, we've got a Coke cooler over here. There's no record of this movie ever being made. If you Google Fighting Convoy, the only thing you'll see is the eBay auction for that poster. Really weird. A lot of people think that it was an alternate title for Killer from Above, and they just never went with the title, but there it is. That's the only record of that in existence, apparently. Ghostbusters curtains here from 1986. And now we get into the consoles here. All these are running on, this is Zenith console television from the early 90s, I believe 1991. It's a real beast. We've got the Sega CD32X Genesis there. NES, of course. And here's the Sega Master System. Got a VCR there. The VCR works. I watch movies on VHS to this day. Proud of it. This is running R-Type on the Sega Master System. A very, very faithful port. Over here we've got 2005 Toshiba that's running currently my neo-geo AES. This is King of Fighters 2003 cartridge. And this has my Godzilla models on the top here. Big Godzilla fan. I don't know if you can really see the Neo down there, but you can kind of sort of make it out. There it is. And we've got the Neo CD under it, which is an unfairly maligned system, a very fun little entry to have in the lineup. We also have a Super Nintendo there. We've got a Dreamcast down there, N64 down there, and a Slimline PS2 there. Here's some of my games over here. We've got the Master System games on the bottom, Genesis games, and we've got some PS2 games and some Wii games and some N64 games. We've got PS1, the original NES there, some SNES stuff. So there's more stuff upstairs, which I'll show you soon. This is what I call the control tower. That's where I keep all my various controllers and peripherals. Muscle Creatures, if any one of you remember those Muscle Creatures. Super fun little toy back in the day. These are some pins, King of Fighters pins. That's Dawn of the Dead on vinyl. Got some action figures here. And this is an animation cell from Akira, which is my all-time favorite film. And it's got the corresponding pencil sketch there. And now we get into the real meat and potatoes of the collection. This is my Neo Geo collection. I am a Neo Geo fan from 1994 on. Absolutely love the system. We got the home carts here. We've got some Neo CD games here. These are some Japanese releases here on the end for the Pocket and Pocket Color. So yeah, we'll go down here and take a quick sweep through of some titles. Art of Fighting 2, King of Fighters 94, 97, 2003, SVC Chaos, Twinkle Star Sprites, Big Tournament Golf, known in the US as Neo Turf Masters, Samurai Showdown 2 there. Starting from here, we got Dam 75, Riding Hero 2020 Super Baseball, Blues Journey, Thrash Rally, Ghost Pilots, Joy Joy Kid, known in the US as Puzzled, Fatal Fury 2, Fatal Fury Special. We've got Baseball Stars 2, Dunk Dream, also known as Street Slam and Street Hoop, and on the end there we've got Art of Fighting. So we've got some MVS titles here too. And these all work with the arcade cabinets in the other room. Ghost Lop there was a prototype game. It's a lot of fun. We got some loose cartridges down there, which are actually Alpha Mission 2. That's the Japanese version called ASO2, which stands for Armored Scrum Object, if that makes any sense. Magician Lord, and we've got the home version of League Bowling there. Then we have the Famicom port of, our Super Famicom port of Fatal Fury Special. These are some of the anime that was released from the Neo Geo days. Art of Fighting, the Fatal Fury TV specials and theatrical release. Samurai Showdown TV special and Voltage Fighter Gao Kaiser. That's the absolutely awful King of Fighters live action movie, which came out a few years back, and the soundtracks there. And then we get into some of the Pocket stuff. So over here we've got some audio CDs, some of which are like this is Dawn of the Dead. That's the Dawn of the Dead score. Also, we do have Tom Savini's autograph over here on the poster book, and there's Weird Al. He's great. That's a pole position arcade painting that someone made. I believe it's an oil painting. Made that a few years back for me. Super cool. This is Donkey Kong curtains that my wife made for me. And Fatal Fury Real Bout 2 wall scroll there. And over here we've got some various little figures in a Mario Brothers pencil sharpener. You actually stick the pencil in his ear, which is kind of random. And just some various knickknacks and other games here. These are Sega CD and 32X titles here. So, and we've got records and some laser discs over here. And this was the Slugs VHS was autographed by the production manager of the film. We went there and met her at her work, Wayne County, New York. Larry Ann Evans, super cool lady. So that's pretty much the console room, and like spending a lot of time in here. Kind of sad to see it going away, but I'll set up something even better where we end up. And here we have the light switch for the room. Cool arcade feel on that. And it actually just occurred to me that I didn't show you my primary seating in here, which is a minivan bench, which I picked up at a junkyard many years ago, and it's in great shape and it served me well. And we've got my pet monster here, which was my childhood companion, so he kind of hangs around in here and watches over the place. So finally, this is the Transformers room, and this is also a video room slash game room. Those are my horror movie flicks there, and we got some random stuff, some Godzilla models and whatnot. And these are my Kung Fu movies here. Big Kung Fu fan. And I lied earlier, I do have another autographed here, another autographed lunchbox. That's the girl from Night of the Living Dead, Kira Shan. And these curtains here were imported from England several years back. They have some Mystery Science Theater and some anime there. This is where I play my Xbox titles. And also, we got a ColecoVision up here with the Atari 2600 adapter. This is not really a room that's used that often. But we've got the CRT up here for the old school gaming. This is a banner that was from Burger King a few years back at the mall. No longer with us, unfortunately. Sorely missed. And some G1s here. Basically what I've tried to do is get back all the Transformers I had when I was a kid. And I'm almost there, actually. Got one or two left to get. And then we'll consider the collection complete. I am not going to try to establish myself as a completist on the Transformer realm. I like what I like. I don't necessarily try to get every single thing, because that would be almost impossible. This is a modded TurboGrafx 16 here that'll play US or Japanese games. Right now it is running Bomberman 93 on this Commodore monitor here. Got a little mini fridge here. And that's pretty much it. It's not a big room, but it's kind of a fun addition. And love hanging around up here. And once again, kind of one of those things where it's sad to see it go, but I'm sure I'll be able to establish something else that's as good or better in our new home. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask. I do have several Transformers reviews up on my website, retroinjection.com, and we'll have more in the future. So thank you once again for checking out this video, and I'm going to leave you with a shot of the original Gangsta G1 Optimus Prime in its semi-worse for wear box. Get it semi. I just made that up. That's the kind of humor you can expect on my website. I'm sure I'll have a ton of visitors now. Did I press that? Whoops.